age it's a terrible thing. Now, I am one for nostalgia as well. There's a lot of times I go back to movies from my youth, and you're always a little bit worried going back there. They're never going to be as great as you remember. But often I'm surprised and happily surprised to discover that a lot of these films are just as fantastic as I remember. Which is unfortunate when you had something that's a bit of a downturn, something that doesn't quite hit as well as I wanted it to, and that is Dream a Little Dream from 1989. I remember loving this film. Now, I was a fan of the Coreys Together, all brought on by the Lost Boys, like many people out there, and even though this didn't hit, I know there are other films I still want starring either of the Coreys. I want... Fast Getaway. Yeah, I need to get that. Dream Machine. I need to get that as well. At some point, I want those ones because I know I love them. But this just didn't hit the mark.
Well, I'll tell you what, sir. We're very sorry, and this will never happen again. Never, ever, never, never.
It is a body swap kind of romantic comedy. We have our main character, Bobby, played by Corey Feldman, which is unusual. This is the main of the Coreys. He is a Michael Jackson wannabe, it seems. He's a punk at school, trying to find his direction, breaking the rules. He has an inkling that he likes a certain woman, but just can't really figure out a way to make that happen without all the kind of social politics that would happen to someone of that age at high school that would just ruin their life forever.
You're in love with Lainey? Lainey Diamond. I can't believe what I'm hearing here, Bobby.
Then, of course, we have Jason Robards' Coleman character, a man who is at the twilight of his life, but also has some lofty ideals. He likes to do this almost Tai Chi kind of thing that he feels is going to send him into the dream world and he can become a good kind of Freddy Krueger. I think it never really becomes clear what exactly his idea of this was going to be. But when accidents beyond accidents happen, him and his wife, while doing these crazy exercises, seemingly swap body with Corey Feldman's character and his love interest in this one.
This wasn't supposed to happen.
Hey, I was just minding my own business. Some shortcuts are not worth it these days.
You're telling me.
We pretty much have fish out of water, typical kind of things that you've seen in many of these movies, with the exception of the dream sequences, which I do kind of like. When we move into the dream sequences in this, we kind of have Coleman and Bobby talking to each other, where Coleman's kind of saying like he's looking for his wife. She must have swapped bodies with somebody. She's trying to find them in the real world. I wonder if it's going to be the love interest for Bobby's character. Bobby is kind of happy just to spend time in the dream world, directing Coleman and what he has to do without actually giving him any real information. And it's these kind of sequences that I latched onto on this watch. I found them really kind of visually somewhat interesting. I liked the interplay between the two main characters, the idea of a soulmate being lost and looking to be found was something that I really was interested in. But it was everything else round about it that I found it really grating.
Why don't you do me a favor and stay out of my life, all right, Pops?
Nothing would give me greater pleasure. Where's Gina? And don't call me Pops. Pops.
The language, the clothing, the choices that characters made, the annoying nature of a lot of the people here, everything was just silly, and they kind of tee it all off with a horrendous dance number midway through the movie that, oh dear God, did I like this when I was younger? It was awful. I think it's the best way to put it. I feel really let down, really lost in this one, because I remember loving this film. I bought this as soon as it came out in Blu-ray going, I can't wait to check this one out, and it just didn't tick the boxes anymore. So yeah, age really is a terrible thing. You know, I know there's a sequel to this, and I remember thinking that the sequel was worse than this one, which, yeah, makes me fear that it ever gets a Blu-ray release. I like the Corys, I like the dream sequences, but a lot of the filler in this 1 hour, 54-minute runtime really was antagonising and just drawing the runtime out. There's certain just character moments and situations and choices that just don't make sense. I've got to an age where everything used to make sense. Anyway, Dream a Little Dream, it turned into a bit of a nightmare for me. I wanted to love it again. I just couldn't get there. It didn't do it for me at all. I would love to know if you've seen this film. If you've seen it when you were younger, did you love it? Does it still hold up for you? Tell me why I should reevaluate this and I should love it. Please, convince me. I want you to convince me because I want to give this movie more love than which I am giving it. Let me know in the comment box below anything that can help me get there. As always, there is more content up here. You can see more of my stuff. In the description box below are links to Patreon, the membership program, and manvfilm.com, always, in which you can support me. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.